Good afternoon, everyone. So, after a long gap, we are meeting again. Friends, as we are all aware, life is a journey, and this journey is full of different events. There are many colors, there are many odds, there are many situations, and there are many circumstances. And every moment that changes, every situation, every time that passes, it comes with the new understanding, new phenomena. Sometimes there are the very good pleasant moments are there, and sometimes there are very depressing moments are there. And to maintaining a balance between all those phenomena, in spite of the several things and circumstances and the limitations that we have in our life, it is only with the mental health we are able to cope up with the situations and carry on our journey in a very purposeful way. As we are all are assigned with some of the duties. We all as a medical professional have to look after the health of the society. We have to look after the health of each and every individual, whoever who comes to us for the treatment, for consultation, or in close association with us. It is only that we have to maintain how much healthy they are. Physical health are there, mental health are there, and for both of the health, it is impossible that we have to only the dominating factor is the mind. Because in spite of the various physical illness, if you are mentally healthy, if you are mentally sound, you don't feel so much problem because no one we can see that he is free from the problem. Everyone have got the problem in the life, and problem cannot be dissociated and cannot be removed from the life. And living with the problem is the basic aspect where the health of the mind counts. So, friends, today we are going to know more about the mental health, and especially as we are a homeopathic practitioner, we have to look after the homeopathic perspective of the mental health. I'll be discussing on the mental health, the status of the mental health, the understanding about the mental health, and different diseases that may appear, and what we as a homeopath we can do for the maintaining a mental health. So all these topics is going to be a big lengthy uh, session for us, but have a patience and maintain a mental health during listening my this serious lecture. Friends, you don't have to be positive all the time because it is perfectly okay to feel angry, sad, annoyed, frustrated, scared, and anxious. Having feeling doesn't make you negative person, it makes you human. Being a human, you have to be sad, you have to be angry, you have to fear, you have to be annoyed, you have to be frustrated, you have to be anxious. And sometimes you may not be the negative, positive every time, but between the negativity and positivity that you live, it is your being a human being. And everybody knows that there is no such thing as a normal. There is no black and white definitions of the normal. Normal is subjective. It is only a messy, inconsistent, silly, hopeful version of how we feel most at home in our life. What is normal? The things that I feel may not be normal for you, and what you feel normal may not be normal for me. It is very subjective and very individual for us. So we have to understand this basic understanding. So mental health, it refers to the cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It is all about how people think, feel, and behave. It is about thinking and feeling and behaving that how we are among all those situations. There are varied and certain every moment the changes are going on, and among all those changes, how much cognitively we are okay, how much behavior we can maintain, and how much emotionally we are positive. So mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own ability can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution his or her in the community. The World Health recognizes this definition. It is the individual realization or own capability, what you can do without any stress, the normal way, what you can do in your life and what you can produce for the society and what you are contribute that you can make for the community. These aspects are related to the mental health as defined by WHO. Friends, the 66th World Health Assembly, consisting of Ministry of Health of 194 member states, adopted WHO Comprehensive Mental Health Action Plan 2030-20 on 27th May in 2030. And it is evidence from the World Health Organization suggests that nearly half of the world populations are affected by mental illness with an impact on their self-esteem. The self-esteem is very important. How much we feel proud of us, how much ego we have, how much we feel how important we are. And with these important feelings, it has been recognized that half of the population, half of the world population, they are affected with the mental problem. So it is such a alarming situation, Sundar, that every alternate man is mentally not healthy. Every alternate man. Even if you see the man is very healthy, look very smart, he may not be the mentally healthy. So mental health, it is more than just the absence of mental disorder or disability. It is not that disorder, it is not the disability, it is something else. It is the peak mental health is about not only avoiding active conditions, but also looking after ongoing wellness and happiness. How much happy you are with your disability, with your limit. There are the limitations. We are born with the limits. Everyone has got their limitations with the money, with the learning, with the understanding, with the emotions. We all have that. And with these and the limitations, how much happy we are. This happiness is a measurement for the mental health. How much time you can remain for the 24 hours a day. How much time you feel yourself happy, and that percentage is very important to make you feel like that you are mentally healthy or not. So, Indian concept of the mental health. In India, we have very much good understanding about the mind, and our Rishi, Muni, and great heritage are there. So, Indian psychiatry has a broader approach to the mental health. Indian religion and culture have given high value for the mental health. There has been an emphasis on prevention and promotion of mental health along with the care of the person with mental disorder. Meditations, yoga, and all these concepts are the outcome to maintain and how to remain mentally healthy. So equanimity is the goal for all life. Equanimity, that we call Sambhav. Sambhav means the sign of the good health, that equality, equal thing. During the stress, during the problem, and during the health, when you maintain the same thing, that is called Sambhav. That is called the equanimity. And this is the goal of the existence. The degree of inner sense of comfort is as many situations as possible. How much you feel comfortable in different type of the situation. You maintain a equal state of the mind, not getting angered, not getting excited, not getting very much dry. So every time it remains the same, that is called the Sambhav. And facial expressions, more happy and relaxed, and degree and durations of aspiration and effort to change for the better. Change for the better. We all want something good in the life. And if we keep on working for that, that is the sign for the mental health. Bhagavad Gita states, Buddhi yukto jahati uve sukrita duskrite tasmad yoga yajusva yoga karmasu kausalam. In Bhagavad Gita, it is one endowed with a spiritual intelligence can get rid of both positive and negative reactions in this very life, in this life only. Therefore, be diligent in the science of uniting the individual consciousness with ultimate consciousness in all activity, the science of uniting the individual consciousness with the ultimate consciousness is superlative genius. This, see how wide and great and important feeling about the mental health is there in the Gita. Uniting oneself with the ultimate consciousness of the God. And when you have the feeling like that, you are very close to the God, you are most blissful life, you have a most pleasant life, and this is called the Buddhi Yukto Jahati Ube Sukrita Duskrite Tasmad Yogaya Yajusva Yoga Karmatu Kausalam. And again in Gita, Brahma Habi Brahmana Hutam Bhayatam Gantabhya Brahma Karma Samadhina. It is in 24th verses. He says, the sacrificial paraphernalia is the ultimate truth. The sacrificed fire is the ultimate truth of offering and obligations, and he, by the Brahman, is the ultimate truth for him, being fully absorbed in the ultimate truth of spiritual activity. Certainly the ultimate truth is the. So when you get dedicated to the God, when you are spiritually conscious, that leads you and keeps you more healthy. This is one of the wonderful concepts that prevails in our Bhagavad Gita about the mental health. Friends, Sanyastu Mahabhav Dukh Mahaputra Yogetu Muni Brahmana. But reunification of action or might armed and afflicts one with distress without prescribed actions of the science of uniting the individual consciousness with the ultimate consciousness. One performing in prescribed action in the science of uniting the individual consciousness with the ultimate consciousness is a wise man and without delay attain the ultimate truth. So reunifications of action, here action, how it is action. So many things are there. So many things you have to do. You have to live for your livelihood. You have to live your life. You have to earn for your bread and butter. You have to maintain a family life. You have to maintain everything. And all those things, you become a sannyasi. And so what is sannyasi? It is not living away from the society. It is living with the society. So objective health for the mental health nowadays in India, it is protection and development of all levels of human society to secure affectionate and satisfying human relationships and in reduction of hostile tensions in the community. Now this is the present day. You see the past in the Gita and now the present day, it is same. So it is the objective is restoration of mentally ill persons, prevention of people who are mentally healthy and becoming mentally ill, and promotion of mental health in normal persons. These are the objectives for the mental health standard for our India. With changing health pattern in India, mental behavior and substance use disorders are coming to the fore in the healthcare delivery system. Now, what we see the changes that is going on in our society. Lot of people are getting involved in the substance, different type of the narcotics, drugs, and so many external attractions are there which are harmful for the health. Yet they are liked. Yet they want, and this is the challenging pattern for our country. This disorder contributes to the significant morbidity, disability, and even mortality among those affected. And due to prevailing stigma, these disorders often are hidden by the society, and consequently persons with mental disorders lead a poor quality of their life. See, basically, in spite of all those factors that hurdles or obstacles that you have in the life, How much quality of the life is very important. What is the quality of the life is very important. So, and mental disorders leads towards the poor quality of the life. Recently, in India, mental health policy and action plan was proposed. Now, the government of India has planned a mental action plan, and mental health bill is proposed to address the gap in mental health care. And on the recommendation from National Human Rights Commissions and directive from Supreme Court of India have accelerated the pace of implementation of mental health services. And several advocacy groups, including media, have highlighted need for scaling up service and providing comprehensive mental health care. So now more attention is being given everywhere, and Government of India is dedicated and is very much committed to have and remove the gap in the mental health care. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India commissioned NIMHANS. NIMHANS is the body which looks after the mental health. Objective and plan are to undertake national survey of to develop a data on prevalence, pattern, and outcome for mental disorders in the country. The main duty of the NIMHANS is to undertake the national survey to collect the data and make a systemic assessment of resources and services that are available to meet the current demands. How we can act and how we can react and what prevention we can make and what remedial measures can be made. This is the plan under which the NIMHANS has to work. NIMHANS 1516 reports reveals that there are nearly 15% of Indian adults, those above 18 years, are in need of active intervention for one or more health issues. The 15% of the Indian those 18 years. And common mental disorders, severe mental disorders, and substance use problems coexist, and the middle-aged working populations are affected. Mental health problems among both adolescents and elderly are of serious concern. Urban metros are witnessing a growing burden of mental health problems. Friends, there is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health, because you can even with the healthy body, if you are not mentally healthy, this is not and even if you are mentally, you are emotional and everything is okay, cognitive things are okay, but you don't feel yourself satisfied with the life, it is not called you are mentally ill. So it is very emotional and very sensitive issue. Mental health is an integral and essential component of the life. Since ancient times, India has given importance to the health of people and has highlighted the need for a physically and mentally healthy society. Conditions related to the brain and mind are acknowledged to be on the increase in recent times. Now, what is it? Every patient, those who are coming to us, they have, for the common problem, cough and cold, whatever they may come, they have, and we see when during the case taking, we observe they are suffering from some stress of factors that is there in their mind. This is probably due to the growing awareness in society, improved recognition, variations in disease patterns, and changing lifestyles and biological vulnerability. Consequently, depressions, anxiety, alcohol use, suicidal behavior, drug use, sleep disorders, and several others are on increase. So, government is very much anxious. We are, as a physicians, we are very much anxious. When a patient with the simple hypertension come, diabetes come, you see that it is essentially associated with any of these problems like that of the depression, anxiety, or any of the behavior like that. So mental disorders affect everyone, irrespective on the age, gender, residence, and living standards. The high group, high society, and the lower society, both are equally. The high people are very much anxious about how to remain secure, and lower people how to get that. The mental disorders among the children, depression among pregnant mother, and dementia among the elderly are well known. There are close association of mental disorders as precursor risk factor, comorbid access conditions, a consequence for a wide range of acute and chronic conditions known as the non-communicable disease. Now, the disease has been classified into the two groups for communicable disease and non-communicable disease. And it has been found that non-communicable disease are more than the communicable disease. Non-communicable disease are those communicable disease which the patients acquire themselves in their life because of the various range of the chronic of their mental state. And depressions and cancer are not known to coexist. Those people who have the cancer, you can see, go into the history, you will find that there are the depression. Anxiety disorders are related to the occurrences of the cardiovascular disease. All heart disease, there are the factors where you can see they are having the cardiovascular disease. And non-recognitions of associated mental health problems often lead to the delayed recognitions and recovery. So when you are not able to understand, understand or recognize the mental health, it is very difficult to cure such type of the cancer, diabetes, hypertension, hypothyroidism, and many non-communicable and autoimmune disorders like that. The mental disorders are known to caused by complex interactions of biological, social, environmental, cultural, and economic factors. So they are the intervening factors are there. Biology, social, environment, culture, and economic. Every factors, when they mix together, they contribute to the mental disorder. In India, social determinant of the health like employment, education, living standards, environment, access, equity, and other contribute significantly to both causations and recovery. Poverty, low living standards, and related factors are implicated in the increased occurrences, but they also vitiate the cycle of poverty and impoverishment. So, determinant of the mental health. What the things that can maintain the mental health? Mental health is linked with the behavior, mental, social behavior health problem can intensify the effect of well-being. Outcome of the social and cultural aspects. The society and culture, they affects the mental health. Code of provided by the religion, philosophy, and social structure. Every religion have their own code for the society. And if you are not feeling comfortable, the society will say that you are not okay. Every philosophy has got its own definitions, and they have got their own understanding. And surviving, and so one mental health can be found okay for one philosophy, and they may not be okay for the other philosophy. For one community, the one aspect of the life is okay, and the same aspect may not be okay for the other aspect of the society. So these are the factors which needs to be understood when we are handling with the mental health patient. Greater fear of becoming different from the neighbor. Persons is good if we follow the norms, and idealistic oriented norms become the goal. So you have to follow the idealistic, whether you like it or don't like it, but you have to follow. And this compulsion is the factors where the mental health problem arises. Then, so this is the biological, mental, social, all these things are getting interlinked and they contribute to decide on the mental health. So mental health, this is the status of the present, the different conditions, asthma, attention, behavior, learning. You see the figure and you can understand how the anxiety, how the sleeping, and they are percentage affecting your mental health problem. Asthma, it is a leading cause, and anxiety, 17% are there. These are the various factors that help to understand it. Mental health needs indicated by the child behavioral health. This is the child. So between the age of 2 to 5, you see the family perceptions of the health needs, and this is the individual perception, child behavior. See the variations are there. So substance abuse, violence and abuse of women and children, health problem, heart disease, depressions and anxiety, unemployment, low income, limited education, stressful work, gender discrimination, unhealthy lifestyle, human rights violations. All these are the factors which are associated with our mental health. So persons with mental disorders are also known to be associated with a wide range of social and societal problems. Mental health problems, the individual mental health, if you are suffering, you have the social problem also. The mental health, they are not happy with their family, they are not happy with their neighbors, they are not happy with the country, they are not happy with their state. So mental health conditions are implicated not only in lower productivity and earning potential, but also in a number of antisocial behaviors, crime, homelessness, domestic violence, alcohol, and drug use. Mental health problems are the chronic nature, lifelong impact. It brings a lifelong chronicity here. This impact lasts for a protracted period, gradually resulting in poor quality of the life for such individuals and their families. From cultural perspective, mental disorders are associated with considerable amount of stigma in Indian society. You go to the different state, you go to the different society, you will find the different stigma are there. Individuals and their family faces number of challenges in the daily life, both for managing the conditions as well as for making them productive due to the prevailing attitude, media portrayals, social discrimination, and deprived opportunity. Now, these are the factors. When the people chart shows that how you describe a person with mental illness, talk to themselves. They are talking to themselves. They are 56%, depressed, retarded, crazy, mad, stupid, prone to violence. So these are the percentage that people are awareness and stigmas are there. So these are the data that are very alarming in nature, and that we need to understand tackling how to tackle these problems nowadays. Common mental health disorders are, now we are coming to the disorders, anxiety disorders, mood disorders, and schizophrenia disorders. Anxiety disorders are people with these conditions have severe fear, anxiety, which relates to certain objects or situations. Most people with an anxiety disorder will try to avoid exposure to whatever triggers their anxiety. So anxiety disorder is very common, and it may be situations, it may be trying, but with anxiety disorder, they are always trying to avoid such exposure to the problem. Common anxiety disorders are generalized anxiety disorder, that is called GAD. It is disappropriate worry that disrupts every anxiety for the trifles matter. People might experience physical symptoms including restlessness. When they are anxious, they will keep moving restless. They may have the fearful, restless, fatigue, tense muscles, and interrupted sleeps. Then panic disorders. This is another important thing. People with panic disorders experience regular panic attacks which involve sudden overwhelming terror of a sense or imminent disaster that something will happen. Anticipations, great anticipations, fear, something is going to happen. I'm going to die. This will happen to my family. This disease will happen. So these are called the panic disorders. Then phobia, lot of phobias are there. Simple phobias are, it might involve the disappropriate fears of a specific object, scenery, animals, A fear of a spider is the common. You see the children playing with the cats, playing with the rats, with the insects. These are the simple phobias. Then there are the social phobia, sometimes known as social anxiety. This is a fear of being subject to the judgment by how the people feel about me, whether I am looking good, whether I am looking bad. So people with social phobia often restrict their exposure to social environment. And agoraphobia. This term refers to the fear of situations in which getting away may be difficult, such as being elevated or moving a train. Many people misunderstand this phobia as a fear of being outside. Agoraphobia means phobia living with the people, among the people. This is the general phobia. Then there are obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. People with obsessive compulsions, in other words, experience constant stressful thought or a powerful urge to perform repetitive, uh, such as hand washing, keep on moving here and there, keep on doing something, and they are restless. They are restless. They are always restless with their mind. And until the things are in order, so they have to move. Then post-traumatic uh, stress disorder. This is PTSD. PTSD is very important phenomenon nowadays. It can occur after a person experience or witness a deeply stressful or traumatic event. He might have witnessed an accident, he might have seen something else, and after that stress has crept into his life. And during this type of event, so elements from fear, elements from pride, elements from seeing that something which is very unusual in the life. So during this type of event, the person thinks that their life or other people's lives are in danger. They may feel afraid or that they have no control over what is happening. Now the mood disorders. Mood are the things that how you feel. So there are significant change in the mood, generally involving either mania, which is a period of high energy, and elations or the depression. So common mood disorders are major depressions. An individual with major depressions experience a constant low mood and lost interest in activity and events that are previously enjoyed. They were very happy with the thing, now they are not happy with the thing. They can feel prolonged period of sadness or extreme sadness. Then bipolar disorder. A person with bipolar disorder experience unusual changes in their mood, energy level of activity and ability to continue the daily life. People of high mood are known as a maniac state, while depressive mood are known as a low mood. Then seasonal affective disorder, SAD. Reduced daylight triggering during the fall, winter, and early spring might trigger this type of the measure. So some people become sick or mentally sick during the winter. Some people during the spring season or early spring season. It is the seasonal affect disorder. It is common in countries far from the equator. Then schizophrenia disorder. Mental health authorities are still trying to determine whether schizophrenia is a single disorder or a group of related illness. It is highly complex condition. Sign of schizophrenia typically develops between the age 16 to 30. Actually, the individuals will have thoughts that appears fragmented, and they may also find it hard to process information according to the schizophrenia disorders have negative and positive symptoms. Positive symptoms include delusion, thought disorders, and hallucinations, and negative symptoms include withdrawal, lack of motivation, and flat or inappropriate mood. So early signs of the mental disorders health are there are no physical tests or scan that reliably indicate whether a person has developed a mental illness. Possible signs of mental health disorders are withdrawal from friends, family, or colleagues, alone desire to be, avoiding activities that they would normally enjoy, sleeping too much or too late, they remain in desire to be, rubrics are there, Eating too much, bulimia or anorexia, feeling hopeless, recovery, despair, pessimistic, and having consistently low energy, feeling fatigue, weariness in the life. These are the common things that you can find in your report. Possible sign of mental health disorders are using mood altering substance including alcohol, nicotine or more frequently, desire for the alcohol, uh, nicotine, chewing tobacco, displaying negative emotions, being confused, being unable to completely complete daily tasks such as getting to work or cooking a meal, postponing behaviors are there, and having persistent thought of memory that reappears, dwelling in the past um, past disagreeable occurrences. These type of the thoughts will be there with the mental health. So, thinking of causing physical harm to themselves or others, sometimes people will try to make suicide or they will be striking themselves. They may be hearing the voices, delusion. Some people is calling him and experiencing some delusions are there. So treatment. Now we coming to the treatment. There are various methods of managing mental health problems. Treatment is highly individual and what works for one person may not work for the other. Some strategy or treatment are more successful in combinations of others. So either one or combinations of the treatment is required. A person living with chronic mental disorder may choose different options at various stages in their life. Some treatments are psychotherapy or talking therapy. This type of the treatment takes a psychological approach to treating the mental health, cognitive behavioral therapy, exposure therapy, and dialectical behavior therapy. So here the conversation goes out, counseling it is like the psychiatrist, psychologist, and psychotherapist, and some primary care physicians carry out this type of the treatment. It can help people understand the root of their mental illness and start to work on more uh, healthful thought pattern that support everyday living and reduces the risk of isolation and self-harm. So this is the case-taking part that we can understand about the mental health treatment. General medications are there. Some people take prescribed medications such as antidepressant, antipsychotic, anti-toxilytic drugs. Although these cannot cure mental disorders, some medications can improve symptoms and help a person resume social interactions and normal routine while they work their mental health. Uh, some of these medications work by boosting up the body absorption of feel-good chemicals such as serotonin from the brain. Other drugs either boost the overall levels of the chemical or prevent their degradations or destruction. So medications are also there, but they are temporary in nature and they can help you to some extent only. And then what we can do need to make a change in the lifestyle to facilitate wellness. Such changes might include reducing alcohol intake, sleeping more, and eating balanced nutritious food. These are the lifestyle changes. People may need to take time away from work and resort to this personal relationship that may be causing damage to their mental health. So persons who are very much absorbed in their earning the money, they can live with their family, find out the problem, and they can this type of the things here and benefit from relaxation techniques which include deep breathing, meditation, and mindfulness are very important. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, if you live its whole life believing that it is stupid. So we have our limitations, we have our understanding, and within that understanding, if you have to make understand that what is my limitation. So knowing your limitations is very important. Enhancement of mental health. How you can enhance effective public health interventions, non-health policy of practice like housing, education, and child care, collective cares on shared value, time-honored practice and counseling, creations of cordial environment. Now, it is who are involved in the mental health. It is not the doctor himself. It is individual, family, community, commercial organizations, self-personal, professionals, and decision makers. So everyone is involved for the mental health. So everyone is related, making improvement of the mental health. So mental health program, it includes creations of individual, social and environmental conditions that enable optimal psychological and psychophysiological development, life skill program, and USA steps towards effective enjoying parenting. So these are the mental health programs that needs to be promoted among the society. And what are the benefits? Increase real silence and mental health, self-esteem, you can improve, feel yourself proud, problem-solving skills, stress and conflict management, feeling of mastery and self-efficacy, and pro-social behavior, social support in a stressful period, a mental health promoting the school climate. With this program, reduction of range of risk factors are there, low birth rate, this will be reduced, preterm delivery will be removed, poor parenting behavior, lack of early bonding and parental affections, child abuse and neglect, teenage pregnancy, aggression, being a victim of the social regular bullying, all these things can be taken care of. And better academic achievements, the students can have a better understanding learning process, increase in productivity and reductions in productivity loss, then lowering divorce rate, reductions in family violence, reductions in youth delinquency, and reductions in use of the social services. So now, homeopathy for the mental health. What we can do as a homeopath? Samuel Hahnemann paid a lot of attention towards the understanding of mental health. And in fact, he was one of the first physicians to see the mentally ill patient as sick individuals requiring empathy and proper medical care, as Hale Richard have noted in his Life and Style letters of Dr. Hahnemann. It is the first physicians who looked after who thought about the sick individual. So, medicines of experience. Dr. Hahnemann has written a medicines of experience before the organon of medicine. Man regarded as an animal has been created more helpless than all other animals. It's a very wonderful line that you can read in this article. And where is the benevolence of the Creator that could have narrated man and in him the alone of all animal of the earth of their necessities of life? Behold, the eternal source of all love, only this narrated man of the animal nature, in order to endow him with the more richly. And so, what is the gift to the man? Man is gifted with the mind. Dr. Hahnemann says, we are gifted with the mind, and this is a divine thing for us. And we have the ability to enhance it to such an extent that we can reach to the moon, we can reach to the Mars. So mind enables a man to elicit from himself the satisfaction of all his requirements and the full measure of all conceivable benefits, and to develop from himself the innumerable advantages that exalt the children of this earth far above every other living thing. A mind that indestructible itself is capable of creating for its tenement, its frail animal nature, more powerful means for sustenance, protection, defense, and comfort than any of the most favored creatures that can good for having this derived directly from the nature. So this is the mind, which is in the man, which is highly developed in the man. That is that has been gifted to us. So Hahnemann has classified Hahnemann has classified mental health disorder in the different ways. in section 215, 216, 221, he has given the mental and emotional disease begins as a corporeal disease. Disease arising to the corpus. It is due in due course the time bodily symptoms disappear and mental. So it is the mental symptoms arising from the body. And then another he says the mental symptoms getting converted into the physical symptoms. And there are sometimes insanity, mania comes in form of acute onset of syndrome, which may be caused by sudden fright vexation. This is the suddenness that we have just understood. And mental illness that originates in the mind and not as a result of corporeal illness create erode the body and significantly. So this is the understanding that makes you the bodily. So mental health is modified and maintained by cycle factor, continued anxiety, worry. So he talks about the maintaining factor for the mental health in 2 to 5. These illnesses are in very early stage when they have not affected the body to great extent, are amenable to any kind of friendly advice or changes in diet and regime. They can revert to normal with these measures, but still require an antisoric remedy to prevent a relapse. As such, they are invariably a source of psoric origin. So Dr. Henneman was very much sure that if the mental illness are of the psoric nature and they can be expanded, they can be reduced, they can be removed and cured. Now, in ninth FOIM, he has very much given the linking factors between the mind, body, and spirit. He says the spirit-like vital force of dynamics that animates the material body rules with unbounded sway and retains all the parts of organism in admirable, harmonious, vital operations as regards both sensation and function, so that our indwelling region-gifted mind can freely employ this healthy instrument for higher purpose of our existence. So, vital principle, mind and physical body, they constitute what is they are meant for. The meaning, the purpose is higher existence, and this is called the mental health according to the Dr. Henneman in FOIM number 9. So, the summary of this: vital principle, mind, physical body, when they combine, they constitute the higher purpose. When you know the purpose of your life, you are a healthy person. This is about the mental health. Now, Dr. Boniface, he has given a very good remark about the mental health. The peace, the personality, the individuality of the patient must stand at the head of image of the disease. The nature disposition, the natural disposition rests on it. He says that all these natural dispositions are dependent on the personality or the individuality of the person. So peace pertains to peculiar personality where the temperament is vital characteristics of the patient. In the file number 204 of Ordinance, makes it duty of the homeopath to make a written statement of more of the image of the disease. This is during the case taking, you have to make a note. Every man presents an individual nature different from every other, and every medicines must be exactly adapted to this individuality in agreement with the symptoms which is able to produce the total man. So at once at this first investigation has the peace. So Boniface's concept of the whole man, he emphasized on the balance of concomitant and modality. His intention was not to reflect the concept of man through his mental reactions, because he realized how rapt a view even the most careful observer must have for a time or through any other prominent group of the symptoms. So Boniface's concept was that to know through the concomitants and the modalities and the sensation, that is more important. And prime importance to the mind. This is the cane. So consideration of mental general along with the physical general with variation at the particular state have been properly blended in the Kantian totality of symptoms, providing a natural presentation. So mental health, mental state, and mental symptoms. There are the three things that is prevented. Mental health is the overall happiness. State is changeable. Sometimes during the day, sometimes during the night, it is changeable. And symptoms are the individual reflections to that during that situation. So with the you have to be careful and understand about the three things: what is mental health, what is mental state, and what is mental symptoms. When you think about the mental symptoms, you have must have to isolate it in what mental state and what mental health this mental symptoms is existing. So Dr. Kent, he talks about the simple substance, has also followed the guidelines of Feynmanian philosophy and made practical applications of perceiving the totality of the symptoms. Vital principle, mind, and the body. So this is the practical combinations of the simple substance. It is flow from the top to the bottom and bottom to the top. So divine source, spiritual love and wisdom, spiritual source, mental desires, intentions, sensations, and physical world. They are the spiritual and the mental world. So this is your combinations and this is your world. This is your dunya. So mind is considered as the sixth perceptive organ of man. Rather, all organs perceive only after any thoughts or idea is perceived and verified by the mind. The homeopathic understanding of health is intimately connected with the understanding of the mind in general. Homeopathy can reduce the duration of hospitalization, quality of medicine needed, number of laboratory examinations, frequency or relapse of the individual, and state of the healthcare cost. So homeopathy, when undertaken for the mental health program, this can do a wonderful job for us. So it is up to you today to start making healthy choice. Not choice that are just healthy for your body, but healthy for your mind. So thank you very much. And the best meaning for the life, that when you feel like that I have not lived in vain, what Dr. Hahnemann has talked about himself at the back end of his life. When you feel like that, at that time you can feel that you are mentally healthy. So this is very important understanding that we have this small line of the non-intellect Dixie. I have not lived in vain. So thank you very much, and I hope we all understand how much satisfied, how much purposeful we are living, how much as a homeopath we are demonstrating. Being a homeopath, we have to demonstrate ourselves as a homeopath, not as a quack, not as a mixopath, not any other thing, only the homeopath. A homeopath is a person who uses single medicine, one medicine at a time, who prescribe medicines to the vital principle. The more sole treatment, aim of the treatment is to treat the vital principle. And this is the thing, when you have the spirit, you have understood this phenomena, you will feel that your life is not lived, and you are the most satisfying person for this. You will feel a blissful and most satisfying person on this universe. So with this, thank you, and we hope for a very bright future ahead. And with this, so friends, I have tried to give you the brief about this mental health problem, and I hope we all can have a better understanding. Keep listening to this lecture again and again, because it is only when you have understood the mental health, and until you practice the mental health or understand the mental or incorporate in your practice, this is important. Then only you can have a better understanding and better practice of the classical homeopathy. Is incomplete. You cannot call yourself the homeopath until and unless you incorporate the mental health, mental mind into your clinical practice. Every patient who are coming to us, whether acute or chronic, they have their mind. They have the mind. Don't ignore mind. And when you have learned this, associating the mind with your problem, you can become a good homeopath and you can get a good curative aspect. Your cure rate will be improved. You see the read the Batria Medica, and in Batria Medica you can find yourself that every medicine is having the mental, and once you have related the mental symptoms with the problem, you will be able to find out a good medicine for the patient, and this will give you the broad, better confidence in your practice. So with these words, I thank you very much, and